Sup, Reitanna, it's Reitanna Seishin here. Sorry, no V-Roid avatar or anything this time. I'm just not feeling it, and I'll tell you why. So first, I want to say that I did post something on Patreon, telling people, let's see if I can go to it. I'm still unsure about how Patreon's layout works, but so at first it was not feeling well physically. That sort of went away. Animal Crossing New Horizons has got me glued to my Switch again. Funnily enough, it's causing me happiness, so I obviously wanted happiness. And I wasn't, working on anything really. I've started to sort of distance myself since this, post, November 14th, where I'm working on some craft stuff for a short time, but that's when I just I don't know what's going on with me. But staying away from the computer and playing Animal Crossing was helping me to spend more time with my family, because, Michael and I would sit in the bed and he'd watch something and I'd be playing my game, so we'd be next to each other and spending time together. I still have the work in progress thing for somebody's gift, but I haven't been working on it. It's actually almost done. I only have one character to complete. But I just simply I don't know. I haven't been in a really good place right now. I'm not going to really explain why, because I'll just get, hate for it. But, so I said that I understand if, let's see. What did I say? So this means I won't be working on Patreon gifts or finishing the work in progress until further notice. If you want to stop donating until I'm up and working again, that's fine. If not, and you are eligible for a gift, simply message me your request. I will read it and I will do it, just not right now. So I've had a couple of people, stop donating, which is obviously understandable. It's not that they don't want to donate, it's that right now I'm not giving anything, and people are financially struggling still because of this pandemic and other life affairs that people may be experiencing. I understand. I'm in the same boat. So as much as I don't want people to stop donating, that's my selfish side, and my generous side has to say, if you can't, then right now is the time to not. And, I'll let people know when I'm back up again, but, before I continue on this situation, let me thank all the patrons. I always want to call you guys Patreons. You are Patreons. So for last month, thank you to Genta Cookie Cat, Ghost Poison, Tracy Hodgson, Squishy the Bunny, Randomly Weird, Embla, Thorn Forest, Katie Crowley, and Jade Coyote. So I'm just gonna start with, we might have to put Aries down. I know I said in one of my last videos that it's possible he has lung cancer. And I explained, the issues and stuff. A couple of things that the vet told us to look out for was open mouth breathing and gasping, not eating and not drinking. Now, she increased the dosage on his medicine, which was there to try and help his respiratory system. But the reason why she believes it's lung cancer is because it is not making it go away. None of the medicines or medications that we put him on has made it go away. And he didn't start open mouth breathing until yesterday. He for a little while, he had these bursts of energy and he was fine and he was running around and jumping onto my shoulder and having, and being happy and stuff. So the vet obviously said if he's suffering, then you'll have to put him down. We understood that. We also understand already that, we understood that he was not going to live his full life because of this. The medication is, there to also help prevent tumors. I felt a tiny lump on Aries, but it seems to have gone away. So it's possible that it was either like a small acne thing, like a small cyst or something, a pimple that the body took care of, or it was a collection of hard fat that dispersed. So, but yesterday he's so dumb, running up and down his ladders. Today I read something that makes me believe that he couldn't breathe and he was panicking, and not having energy, just panicking. And he stood, next to his bars and held his head up, which, is one of the ways rats will try and clear their airwaves, and he was open mouth breathing. Naturally, we panicked, and we brought him into the bathroom and turned on the shower so that it would heat up and create steam to help clear out his airways. And me petting him calmed him down, so he was just doing his normal heavy breathing, which already is not good. He's been doing that for most of the time we've had him. So, this ended up not being something we could prevent. We also believe he might have asthma. I don't know. We can't say that for sure. But he basically had an asthma attack. That's what it looked like. And so, we took his ladders out and we let him rest. Yesterday we were planning to go out for sushi. But we had to go later once we were sure that he was okay. And, we closed the cat out of the room because she likes to go see him. And she likes to watch him, and when he notices she's there, he gets stressed. So, when we're not home, we can't monitor her, obviously. But she's been real good so far. But when we got home, he was still resting. So, we still kept an eye on him and on baby girl. And, then we went along with our routine and watched Teen Titans, where we'd usually eat, but we were still full from sushi. And then we came back in and I saw Aries. Okay, so there was no ladder and there was no second level on the bottom half of his cage, where he would usually go up the ladder onto a second level and then go up the ladder to the upper half of the cage, but we took that out too. He freaking climbed the bars and made to go onto the second level of the bottom half, but dropped because there was no second level. So he started open mouth breathing again, and we had to do the steam thing again. We had to calm him down. He's taking his medicine, which we mix in with yogurt. So he's taking the medicine. We do this thing where, I know I've explained this before, where we grind up his food and add water to it to create sort of a mush. And we've also been adding like Pedialyte and high protein baby food because of his weight loss problem, but he seems to still not be gaining weight, and that's a big red flag. The fact that he was mouth breathing twice yesterday, we believed that he wouldn't be alive this morning. He is alive. We actually put in his second level and his ladder back so that we could encourage him to not climb the bars. But he did anyway. Instead of using his ladder, he climbed the bars to get onto the second level and wore himself out again, but he wasn't open mouth breathing. I offered him some cucumber today, which he would have snatched from me. And he looked like he wanted to eat it. He kept going for it, but for some reason he wasn't taking it. He did the same thing with the chocolate where, and he loves chocolate. I had to kind of hold it for him. For some reason, he wouldn't hold it himself. And then he did this jerking head motion where he jerked his head upward. And then he'd take his paw and he pawed at his mouth as if he had a hair stuck in his mouth and he was trying to pull it out. But he didn't have a hair stuck in his mouth. So I looked that up. Michael had to go to work, but he was planning on calling the vet at his lunch break. So I looked up, what the head jerking motion was and the pawing at the mouth, and that also indicates that whatever he ate, he's choking on it and he's trying to clear it out. And it seems he has been able to clear it out himself, but the point is, with all of this happening in such a short amount of time, he is now suffering. And I texted Mike. I told him what the jerking head motion meant, and he flat out said, we're going to have to put him down. And he's still going to call the vet and see what she says, and she's probably going to say the exact same thing. And I had accepted that we weren't going to have him for his full life. And I accepted that he possibly had lung cancer, which we couldn't check for because it would involve holding him down for a period of time to get an x-ray, and that would have stressed him out and he probably would have died right there. He wasn't suffering as bad before the open mouth breathing. When I say as bad, I don't mean like he was still suffering. He was happy. He was jumping around. I just can't explain things properly. It's a problem I have with my talking. So it's something that you'd have to see. And I had a video of it too. And I showed the vet. I'm like, this is what he's like at home. And, that's when she was like, okay, so let's try another dose of the medicine, because she thought, maybe it would help a little, or at least prolong his life, or make the rest of his life more comfortable. And we are seeing now, with these new developments and the change in his behavior, we're most likely going to have to put him down. But I'm going to do the same thing I did with Jerry. Now, Jerry had a stroke, but he still knew he loved his chocolate, and I shared some Hostess Zingers with him. And he got the cake stuck on the front of his little teeth. I will never forget that. He's so freaking cute, even when he was covered in his own waste because he couldn't clean himself. We had to give him baths, which, yes, they can be in water, and they can have baths. You just gotta do it right. Like, I have an abundance of proof that you can. The reason why I'm saying this is because somebody was like, oh, it's 100% your fault that Gemini died, even though Gemini never had a bath. And, I think out of our 8 rats? Rem, Ezio, Sammy, Tommy, Orbit, Jerry. Yeah. And then Aries and Gemini. 8 rats. We've only given baths to 4 of them. And only when they needed it. And, I was happy when somebody else, it might have been the same person under a different screen name, said, because you absolutely can't put them in water. So I was happy to show them only a small percentage of the proof I have proving them wrong. But that's a whole different thing. I've been caring for rodents since I was 10 years old. Obviously, I was no expert at 10 years old, but, I have a lot of experience, and I know hamsters and rats aren't the same. Same with guinea pigs, but I educated myself very, very thoroughly on rat care, but you never know everything, so I had to still look up stuff. I still have to look up whether a rat can have a certain kind of vegetable or fruit before I give it to them, because I forget, etc., etc. So that's why I looked up this head jerking thing, and I feel like if I hadn't looked it up, we wouldn't be aware of just how much suffering he was doing, because rats are very, very good at hiding pain and illness, and oftentimes you don't catch it until it's too late. And like with Gemini, he didn't show any signs at all until right at that moment when he started having his heart attack and was gone in less than 3 minutes. That was a sudden, unexpected thing. With Aries, it's been a rough road, slowly getting to this point. And, it's to the point where he gets stressed out when we take him out of his cage. And I just, I don't want to put him down. That's always going to be the deal with animal parents, is we don't want to put them down. And we always, second guess ourselves. What if we're putting them down and they're not suffering at all? But, my husband has a poor respiratory system, and he does have asthma. And I just imagine my husband having lung cancer on top of it, and how much suffering he would go through. I think about the times that I haven't been able to breathe for one reason or another. Hi, baby girl. Yes, I know. And I imagine that at 1,000-fold, and I'm just like, that's not a fun experience. He was eating his mush, but he didn't finish it yet. I think the soft food that he doesn't have to hold is helping him. I haven't seen him drink, though, but the water in the mush has been contributing to his water consumption, but it's not enough. And he just... It was such a turn yesterday, and I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. And as much as I would love for him to pass peacefully in his sleep, that rarely happens. Tommy is the only one who passed away peacefully. And that little soldier, he will forever remain our soldier. Jerry was a trooper, and he lived longer than Tommy, but Tommy was a freaking soldier. He went through, wounds and stuff from his brother, that healed without scars, and, there's a lot of stories about Tommy, but he actually fought it out. I don't know if he did this on purpose, but I'd like to think he did. Tommy... I knew he was dying at the start of the day, so he wouldn't move, and he was sort of limp. So I rested on the bed with him. I put him in, a little loose nest of blankets, and I pet him and I talked to him. And we lived in California, so Mike was able to come home for lunch. And I feel like Tommy waited for his father to come home and say his goodbyes. Because when he came home, I told Michael, I was like, he's going. He's dying. And, we couldn't just pick him up and take him to the vet. It was too late. And it didn't take very much time after Mike left, to go back to work for Tommy to pass. Unfortunately, rats and many other rodents pass with their eyes open, and it's a very horrifying sight to see them not moving, and their mouths don't close all the way because they have, their incisors. So mouth gaping a little bit, eyes open. It's a horrifying sight, and, you try to close their eyelids, but they just don't go. I just got a text from Michael. Let me see what it says. Oh, God. So, I know, baby girl, she can tell something's wrong. Michael called the vet, and, he's scheduled, an appointment for Saturday to put him down. I hate that I didn't get to spend much time with these two wonderful rescued rats. And, people say, why don't you just get something that lives longer? And I'm like, okay, so you want me to sacrifice a relationship that I could have with these beautiful creatures just so that I could have something that lives longer. It's like, what happens if, your mom and your human child dies? Well, maybe you should get a child that lasts longer. They're not objects. And the lifespan isn't the point. And of course it's gonna hurt. It doesn't matter how long they live. Obviously, baby girl's 4 years old. She's gonna live, 14 at minimum, 20 at max. And I'm gonna cry just as hard for my baby girl. Luckily, she's damn healthy. She's not a chonk, but she's kind of chubby. Anyway, so looks like, what is today? Thursday. Okay. Oh, this is hard. This is so hard. This is so hard. This is kind of how I've been since I, posted that post on Patreon, and, Animal Crossing is therapy to many people for several different reasons. And, I would also close baby girl out for a little while and take Aries out so he could run around while I'm playing my video game. And he loves to sit at the corner of the bed and look around. So I got a few videos of him, but just like many, many other past rat videos, I haven't posted them at all. I give myself too much and then just lose all hope and look at it and go, well, I'll do it at some point, but I don't know. Because I fully regret on not getting as much video of Gemini, so I was taking quite a few videos of Aries. I know, baby girl. I can't let baby girl say goodbye to him because he'll just stress. Jerry was different. He loved baby girl. Baby girl loves the rats. But Gemini and Aries were, weren't in a place where they could identify her behavior as non-predatorial. And their instincts kicked in. So, obviously, whenever we played with them, we'd have baby girl out and she'd be crying at the door, let me in, let me in. But, and interspecies, introductions, are a lot harder than, same species introductions. It's different when you're trying to introduce two rats where you try multiple times. With another species, if one or both have a negative reaction, you just have to, try and keep them apart. But, I've had rodents and cats at the same time. I had 3 cats while I had way too many rodents. They liked the rabbit, but rabbits aren't rodents, they're legomorphs. So yeah, this is why I haven't been posting any videos. This is why I've told patrons, don't worry about the donations right now. Basically all you guys are doing is, your current donations are paying rent, and food for me and Michael and, well, not for Michael. Michael, usually, but what I'm talking about. It's paying for necessities that I need all the time, I guess. So, if you don't need to stop donating, I obviously want you to keep donating, but if you absolutely need to, or even just if you want to decrease the donation amount, or take away the donation and just be a, casual patron that's not donating, absolutely you can do that. It's fine, since I am not currently giving out Patreon exclusive content. So it's understandable. And don't think that I don't have a small income. I still make a couple of cents off of YouTube. Most of my income right now is coming from booth sales for my clothing designs for Vroid Studio, for Vroid characters. So, but I'm not even sure how much I make off of those monthly, because they're, I make money per sale, not per month. Anyway, so, yeah, you guys just experienced the conclusion of this whole ordeal. And I don't really know how. I don't know what's gonna be going on in the next few weeks. All I ask is from people is to just not lose faith in me, even though I've lost faith in myself, even though I've been stomped down to the point where I've realized that we don't live with a purpose, that I And I'm so tired of it. I'm just so tired of it. But those of you who support me are actual human beings. And you are the people who I appreciate, even if it doesn't seem like it, by me not giving back as much as I should be. I'm just so goddamn tired. And for those of you who are, at the butt of Gen Y or you're Gen Z, you don't quite understand how just goddamn tired you get as you get older, how everything aches. And then on top of other illnesses and mental illnesses and accidents and injuries and environment and many, many, many things contribute to why adults are so unhappy. Like, usually the adults that are happy are between the ages 18 and 25. But, yep, I just don't know how some adults can do it. But then again, I've got a lot of problems. And my life's been ruined by someone who birthed me and by many, 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 many monsters. But you guys aren't monsters. And that's what's important. Is that those of you who choose to be kind and compassionate and sympathetic and empathetic, you choose to keep your human emotions, and you choose to not randomly abuse people for no reason. And I really wish there was more of you. I really do. So I'm sorry this video was real depressing. I'm sorry to those of you who have a lot of empathy and really feel other people's emotions. I know you guys didn't know Aries very much because of my lack of uploading animal videos. But just be happy that come Saturday his suffering will stop. He will share some Hostess zingers with me, and he's gonna love it. And I'm gonna let him eat as much as he wants, because at that point, he's going. So something, you can give your rat chocolate, but they recommend the darkest of chocolate, as dark as possible. And every once in a while, it's supposed to actually help with respiratory problems. But he's not even eating all of his chocolate now, so I think it will help if I hold up the zinger to him and he'll munch, and I'll wait till he's done, and just let's hope he's able to find his brother on the other side, if there's an other side. I don't know what I believe in. I like to think that there's an other side, but I wish ghosts were real, because then I could have my babies running around the room. I always have dreams that they are little ghosts, because I can see ghosts in my dreams, and I'm also some kind of exorcist or something. But I hope that Aries finds his brother, and they reunite. And if they're with Jerry, Jerry was strong too. He was, wasn't quite a soldier like Tommy, but he was a stubborn old man who just wouldn't let go. And Aries might be older than we thought he was. The thing is he hasn't started to lose his fur like old rodents do. He hasn't experienced anything close to hind-leg degeneration. And I know he's got life in him. I know he does. I can see the frustration in him when he tries to run around, when he tries to jump around and be happy and do his bounce run. When you see a rat do that, it's just the cutest thing. But then he collapses and is out of breath, and he tries to still play, and he's just full of frustration, and and I hope that we're not making a mistake, because there's always that thought in me, what if he can get better? But that's just me wanting him to stay and get better and not suffer. But I have to be realistic, and I hate reality, but you know, and I know a lot of you understand how I'm feeling. So yeah, I know you guys probably didn't like this video, but leave a like if you wish Aries to have a painless and, you know, hopefully nothing goes wrong. It doesn't usually go wrong for euthanization, but, you know, have a painless, seamless transfer across the Rainbow Bridge. And I'll see you when I see you.